There comes a moment in every man's life when he sits alone and asks himself a question he may never say out loud. Am I enough for her? Maybe you've been on dates where the laughter felt real, but later she ghosted. Maybe you've watched her give her attention to another guy and you wondered what he had that you didn't. Maybe you've been told you're too nice. And in that instant, your heart sank because you realized that wasn't the compliment you thought it was. Listen, brother, women are mysterious, but they are not impossible to understand. A woman's attraction doesn't live in fancy words or flashy cars. It reveals itself in the little signals she can't hide. Her body, her eyes, her energy. They betray her feelings long before her lips ever will. Today, I want to speak to the men who are tired of guessing, the men who want truth, not games. Because when a lady does these things in front of you, it's not by accident. It's her soul whispering to you, I want you. Stay with me. Because once you learn these signs, you'll never walk through life questioning your worth again. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, but for men who have been lied to, ghosted, or constantly overlooked, those windows feel like fogged glass. You look into her eyes, but you don't know what you're really seeing. And because so many men today doubt themselves, they miss the most powerful, undeniable sign of a woman's attraction. Here's the truth, brother, when a woman is drawn to you, truly drawn, her eyes can't hide it. Even if her lips never speak it, even if her pride keeps her silent, her gaze will betray her. Notice this, when she looks at you and her eyes linger, just a little longer than they should, she's saying something without words. Most people glance away in less than a second. It's just human nature. But when she's attracted, she'll look at you, pause, and let her pupils expand. Sometimes it's just a flicker. Other times it feels like she's holding you in place. And in that moment, you have to understand she's not just looking at your face. She's studying your strength. She's reading your energy. She's imagining what it would feel like to be closer to you. But here's the mistake men make: they look away too quickly. They assume, she couldn't possibly be into me. That's the lie insecurity whispers in your ear. And when you believe it, you break the connection. Instead, hold that gaze, just for a second longer. Not in a creepy way, not in a forced way, but in a grounded, masculine way. Let her know you see her. Let her know you recognize the message her eyes are sending. Because attraction is not spoken, it's felt. And the eyes are where that feeling first surfaces. So next time you're with her, don't overlook this. Pay attention. If her eyes keep finding yours across the room, if she seems almost nervous but can't stop staring, understand what's happening. That's her soul choosing you before her mind ever catches up. When you learn to read her eyes, you'll never again wonder if you're enough. You'll know, because her gaze will tell you everything. One of the deepest truths about human connection is this: the body speaks before the mouth ever does. And when a woman is attracted to you, her body begins to synchronize with yours, often without her even realizing it. Think about it. Have you ever noticed two close friends walking side by side? Over time, their steps begin to match. They cross their arms at the same moment. They laugh in the same rhythm. They even sip their drinks in sync. That isn't coincidence. It's subconscious alignment. It's the body saying, I feel safe with you. I want to connect with you. Now, when a woman is sexually attracted to you, she will mirror you in subtle ways. If you lean back in your chair, moments later she does the same. If you run your fingers through your hair, she might adjust hers. If you laugh, she laughs with you, not just at the joke, but at the shared energy. This is called mirroring, and it's one of the clearest, most unspoken signs of attraction, because attraction lives in the subconscious. She doesn't sit there planning, I'll copy his movements to make him like me. No, her spirit is simply sensing to yours because she feels drawn to you. But here's where most men miss it. They're too distracted by their own nerves to notice. They're replaying the conversation in their heads, worried about what to say next, instead of reading what her body is already confessing. Brother, you need to slow down and watch. If she matches your posture, if she leans forward when you do, if her energy rises and falls with yours, that's not by accident. That's chemistry in action. That's her saying, without words, I want to be on the same wavelength as you. Now, here's the key. Don't call it out. Don't say, hey, you're copying me. That kills the moment. Instead, let it affirm your confidence. Let it remind you that you don't have to force attraction. It's already happening. When you notice her mirroring you, it's not just a game. It's proof that your presence is strong enough to shift her energy. And once you recognize that, you'll carry yourself with a quiet power because you'll know deep down she's already aligned with you. Touch. It's one of the most powerful forms of human communication, and yet most men underestimate it. When a woman is attracted to you, she will find subtle ways to close the gap between you and her. And often, this begins with breaking what I call the touch barrier. Now, understand this, not every touch is created equal. A woman might bump into someone accidentally on the train or brush past a coworker in a crowded room. But when she is attracted to you, her touch feels different. It's intentional, even if she plays it off as casual. Maybe she brushes lint off your shirt. Maybe she playfully nudges your arm when she laughs. Maybe when you hand her something, her fingers linger just a second longer on yours. It's never overwhelming, never too obvious, but it's her way of saying, I feel safe with you. I want to be closer. Why is this important? Because women don't let just anyone into their physical space. A woman's personal bubble is sacred when she allows you inside it. And especially when she initiates that closeness, it's a powerful indicator of her comfort and attraction. Here's where many men mess up. They ignore the sign, or worse, they get too aggressive too fast. A gentle touch from her is not an invitation to lunge forward or cross boundaries. It's a test. It's her way of asking, can I trust this connection? Can I trust you to handle my vulnerability with respect? If you respond with calmness, with controlled masculine presence, she feels reassured. She feels safe to continue deepening that attraction. But if you flinch, or worse, if you misinterpret her gesture and rush in, you break the delicate balance she's trying to build. So here's what you do. Notice her touch, acknowledge it silently, and mirror her energy back in a respectful way. If she playfully taps your arm, you can do the same later. If she brushes against you, stay relaxed and let it happen. The key is to meet her softness with strength, not neediness. Because when a woman breaks the touch barrier, she's not just playing. She's revealing something bigger. Her body is giving you permission. Permission to move closer, permission to connect deeper, permission to know that in her presence. You're not just another man. You're the man she feels drawn to. There's something magical about the way a woman's voice shifts when she's around a man she's drawn to. Think about it. We all adjust our tone depending on who we're speaking with. At work, her voice may be sharp and professional. With friends, it may be loud and playful. But with you, if she's attracted, her voice takes on a softness, almost like velvet. It's not just how she talks. It's who she becomes when she talks to you. She slows her words. She leans into gentleness. Sometimes her voice even becomes a little higher, lighter, as if her femininity is awakening in your presence. And brother, that is no accident. When a woman softens her voice with you, she's saying, I feel safe. I can let down the armor I wear with the rest of the world. It's her subconscious way of inviting you into a deeper connection, of showing you a part of herself she doesn't share with everyone else. Here's the mistake most men make. They don't notice the shift. They're so focused on what to say next that they miss how differently she's saying things to them. Compare how she speaks with others in the room versus how she speaks with you. If there's a change, if her voice carries warmth, melody, or softness, it's attraction speaking louder than her words ever could. But here's the catch. If you're insecure, you'll second guess it. You'll tell yourself, she's just being nice. No, brother. Women don't soften for men they don't feel something for. They keep it short, distant, and transactional. The softness is a gift. It's her femininity responding to your masculine energy. And how you handle it matters. You don't force it. You don't tease it. You simply lean into your presence. You hold space for her to keep opening up, to feel even safer around you. Because when her voice softens, it's not just sound, it's signal, it's vulnerability, it's intimacy. It's her way of letting you know, with you, I don't have to be hard. I can be a woman. And once you recognize that shift, you'll never again doubt if she sees you differently. Her voice will make it clear you're not just another man in the room. You're the one who awakens her softness. Attraction is not always loud. Sometimes it's as quiet as a lingering moment, as subtle as a woman refusing to walk away. When a woman is drawn to you, she will create reasons, sometimes the thinnest, most unnecessary reasons, to remain in your space. Think about it. She could have ended the conversation 5 minutes ago, but instead, she asks one more question. She could have walked to the other side of the room, but somehow she finds herself standing right beside you again. She could have gone home already, but instead she says, "I'll wait a little longer." That isn't chance. That isn't accident. That is gravity. And brother, you are the center of it. When a woman is sexually attracted to you, being near you becomes a kind of comfort she doesn't want to lose. The world feels a little brighter in your presence, and so she lingers. She delays. She stretches the moment, hoping you won't notice she's trying to stay. But here's what many men miss. They think she's just being polite. They convince themselves she's friendly with everyone. And by doing so, they ignore the clearest sign of all, her refusal to leave your orbit. Watch her body language. If the group shifts, but she shifts toward you. If the event is ending, but she somehow hangs around waiting for you. If she invents tiny reasons to keep the interaction alive, like asking for help she doesn't really need, that's not coincidence. That's her way of saying, I want more of this energy. I want more of you. Now, here's the important part. Don't rush to fill the silence. Don't push her away by overthinking. Instead, recognize it for what it is, an invitation. If she's staying close, she's silently hoping you'll take the lead, that you'll deepen the connection she's already signaling she wants. This is where confidence matters. You don't have to beg for her time. She's already giving it. You simply need to meet her presence with calm assurance, with the kind of grounded masculinity that makes her want to stay even longer. Because attraction doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers through her choices. Choices to stay, choices to linger, choices to remain near you when she could have been anywhere else. And when you notice that, you'll realize her presence is her confession. Out of all the signs a woman can give you, this is the deepest. This is the one she doesn't hand out lightly. When a woman is sexually attracted to you, when she feels drawn not just to your looks but to your energy, she will let you see sides of her that others never get to witness. This is her vulnerability. Think about it. Most women live behind walls. They've been judged, hurt, or taken for granted. So they walk through life with armor on, smiles that hide pain, confidence that hides fear, laughter that hides loneliness. But when she's with you, if she begins to peel back those layers, that is not small. That is everything. Maybe she tells you a story about her childhood. Maybe she opens up about a dream she's afraid to chase. Maybe she laughs so freely that she snorts and doesn't care if it's ladylike. Or maybe, for a split second, her eyes soften and you see the little girl inside her, the one who just wants to feel safe, seen, and desired. Brother, understand this: women do not show vulnerability to men they don't trust. If she feels comfortable enough to expose her softness around you, it means you've stirred something deep. That attraction has crossed from surface level interest into emotional intimacy. But here's the mistake men make. They take that vulnerability and misuse it. They joke about it. They brush it off. Or worse, they see it as weakness instead of the rare gift it truly is. And when you do that, the connection dies. So what should you do? Honor it. When she lets her guard down, don't exploit it. Protect it. Hold space for her words, her laughter, her fears. Listen without trying to fix everything. Look into her eyes and let her know, without saying much, you're safe here. Because when a woman gives you her vulnerability, she's giving you the clearest sign of attraction possible. She's telling you, I choose to be real with you. I choose to let you see me. That isn't just interest. It's desire. It's intimacy. It's her silent confession that in your presence, she feels free enough to be exactly who she is. And brother, when you learn to recognize and respect that moment, you will never again question whether a woman is truly attracted to you. Her vulnerability will answer louder than words ever could.